Hey Red Sox fans, Don Hewitt here with Gaff again. It's been a while since our last video. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope springs eternal as we get to 2016 and we shake off the stink of 2015, finishing last. So our first question today is about Dave Dombrowski, the new president of baseball operations for the Red Sox. The question is, did he do enough this offseason? And I'll give you the option. You want to go first?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I think he did pretty good, actually. Did he do enough? My question is still the bullpen and another starting pitcher. Whether they have enough bats, I would probably think they would. Of course, it depends on Ortiz a lot.
Yep.
But I think he's done a pretty good job. I think he needs to, and probably will, look at the bullpen again and starting pitching, because we all know what happens when you don't have it.
Right. Well, if you just look at the new additions, you got David Price. So we now have we're not even going to talk money. Money is crazy anyway. So you got David Price as your number one starter. Yeah. So if you start there, we had 5 number 3 or 4 starters last year. So that's an improvement. You got a all-star closer in Craig Kimbrell, and he's under control for 3 more years. So I really liked that trade that he made with the Padres. You also have another power arm from Seattle, this guy Carson Smith.
Yeah.
He's going to be a nice addition for the late innings and maybe take some of that workload off of Uehara and Tazawa, because those 2 guys have just been overworked the last couple of years. You know, they're up around 70 appearances every year. So, and then the last addition was Chris Young. I'm with Steve on this one. I thought they overpaid for a 4th outfielder. But again, maybe they're not sure if Rusney or JBJ is going to stay and be able to play the whole year, depending on their bats. But those were the 4 major additions, and the subtractions were not anything huge. Wade Miley, went to Seattle, 200 innings at about a 5 ERA. I mean, I don't know how that would shake out. But I think when you look at how the Red Sox finished pitching, they were number 27 or 28 out of 30. So this had to be the focus for this year. And I think bringing in a true number 1 starter and 2 arms for the back of the bullpen that can help Koji and Tazawa throw less innings, I think that's a great job. I think what he didn't do, though, I'd give him an A. I'd give him an A+ if he could have got rid of Hanley and Pablo. I think those contracts are onerous. I think Hanley is bad for any chemistry mix with that team. I wish he could have just bit the bullet like the Dodgers did with Matt Kemp. Yeah. Kept up pretty much the whole salary, shipped him off to the Padres, or like the Angels did with the outfielder. I can't think of the guy's name. They shipped him back to Texas. The big left-handed guy that had a problem with drinking there.
Hamilton.
Hamilton, right, thank you. Josh Hamilton. I mean, they had a ton of money on the Hamilton deal, too, just to get rid of him because he wasn't good for the chemistry.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the chemistry won't take a hit. We certainly have, he has addressed the pitching in a big way. Could we have used another starter? Yeah, but Kelly showed signs of improvement at the end of the year. Porcello did. Eduardo Rodriguez is highly touted for his first full year going through the system. So maybe we can expect a little more from him. Again, I wish they would have traded Buchholz, but they picked up his option. He's a guy that you just can't depend on. But that's your rotation for this year. And if you said, how does it look compared to last year? Well, certainly with Price in there, it looks a lot better. And maybe he'll be able to settle everybody else down.
Is there anybody in the bullpen that could become either a starter or a spot starter?
Well, you've got the 2 lefties, Tommy Lane and Robbie Ross. I wish they would have picked up another left-handed reliever too, because I'm not sold on those 2. Tommy Lane, yes, good against lefties, don't have him pitch against righties. And Robbie Ross was closing. He can throw hard, but he was kind of like Andrew Miller. You never knew where the ball was going to go, whether he'd be good or bad. It was a 50-50 thing. But I don't know if they have anybody else. Certainly in Pawtucket, they still have Henry Owens, Brian Johnson. They have Matt. Can't think of the guy's name. There's two or
Matt
three.
Barnes.
Matt Barnes. Yep. And I don't think he got traded, but they have Barnes and they have some other kids coming up too. So I guess if Buckholz goes down, those guys would get their shot. But overall, yeah, I'd give Dombrowski an A. What do you think? He did
No, I
a great
agree.
job. Of course, it helps when you can just write a check for whatever amount.
Yeah, and you know, number one starter, you had him on your team previously.
Right. So he's got a little inside track with Price. So overall, I'm hoping. I think Lou Merlone said it best on one of the sports shows recently. He said, "I'm just hoping for meaningful baseball in September. I am sick of having a season over by the end of July, and you got to go all through August and all through September, and we got no interest in anything that's going on." So I think if Dombrowski gives us meaningful baseball in September, I'm a happy guy. Anything else?
No.
Okay, that's going to be it for that one. Thanks for listening.